Election security is a top priority for Arizona election administrators. Election laws, procedures, and best practices have been developed by lawmakers, elections experts, and other stakeholders to protect your vote through every step of the process. Arizona's election security efforts have adapted over time to account for new technology and emerging threats. It's important to know that Arizona uses a decentralized election system, meaning each county is responsible for conducting elections in their own county. This means there is not a single point of entry into the system that could disrupt the entire process. For statewide elections, the Secretary of State aggregates results from each county. We all have a role to play when it comes to safeguarding our electoral system. Let's explore the main pillars of election security together so you can feel confident your vote is kept safe and counted accurately. Election security has four main pillars: cybersecurity, physical security, procedural, and informational. All of these pillars overlap during each step the voter takes in the voting process. Let's explore election security by starting with a voter's first step in the voting process: voter registration. The county recorder reviews every voter registration application and ensures it meets all laws and eligibility requirements, including citizenship and identification verification. The recorder's office registers and maintains voter registration records in our state's voter registration database, or AVID. AVID was designed to meet the National Institute and Technology Security controls and is only accessible to authorized, trained state and county officials through a multi-factor authenticated login, and any changes are logged. Many other security features protect AVID from unauthorized access, and it is monitored using real-time advanced security threat detection. And the data is always encrypted. Security scans are routinely performed while the data is backed up and stored continuously. When the county completes a registration, the voter is sent a voter registration card in the mail. Voters should review their card for accuracy and contact the recorder with any changes. The next step in the security process is the elections themselves. Prior to upcoming elections, county elections officials follow the laws and election procedures manual when it comes to programming the election, securing polling places, and chain of custody practices for ballots. When it comes time to vote, the county only issues ballots to registered voters, and identification is verified for every single voter before their ballot is tabulated. If voting by mail, identity is confirmed through signature verification. If voting in person, voters must present acceptable identification to the poll worker. Some counties use electronic poll books to access the voter's registration record at the polls. The data is kept secured using a virtual private network. An electronic poll book is not tabulation equipment, as tabulation equipment cannot be connected to the internet. By law, tabulation equipment is not connected to the internet or other networks. This is referred to as air-gapped. This is important because it prevents the tabulation equipment from being hacked. The Voluntary Voting System Guidelines 2.0, issued by the U.S. Election Assistance Commission, the EAC, also requires systems to be air-gapped. Counties may only use election equipment certified by the EAC and the Secretary of State Equipment Certification Advisory Committee. The EAC accredits testing laboratories with assistance from the National Institute of Standards and Technology, and testing independently ensures that voting systems meet the security requirements to ensure the accuracy and security of the voting systems. There are many checks and balances and processes conducted by election officials to ensure votes are counted correctly and ballots are kept secure, which leads us to the next step: post-election security. Before and after an election, every single piece of tabulation equipment is tested and certified for logic and accuracy by the county. The Secretary of State's office also conducts a random test of the equipment before the machines begin tabulation, and counties do another round of testing after the election. These tests are open to the public to attend and are done in the presence of political party representatives. A post-election hand count audit performed in conjunction with the political parties, chain of custody logs, verifying ballot counts from each voting location, ensuring two political party representation when handling ballots, and importantly, using paper ballots are all additional procedures election officials follow to maintain the integrity of the election. There is always a voter-verified paper audit trail in Arizona. Ballots are then stored in secure tabulation rooms with a live video feed so voters can watch all activity. Counties ensure the physical security of ballots through tamper-evident seals, ID badges, audits, and the presence of 2 or more staff members of opposite political parties. Early ballots are first verified by the recorder's office to confirm the voter's identity and to ensure the voter has only voted once. Verified ballots are then sent to the elections office, where bipartisan boards open the early ballots so they can be ran through tabulators. Election day ballots are either deposited into a secured ballot bin and sent to Election Central by election workers of different political parties, or run through a tabulation machine at the voting location, which immediately tabulates the ballot and saves the vote count to a removable media device inside the machine. The devices are then sent to the central count location, where election officials load the results into the election management systems and combine the vote totals for all voting locations. Voters can confirm their early ballot was counted online, and they can also sign up to receive text and email alerts in some counties. Physical and cybersecurity efforts, election security is also impacted by public information. Misinformation and disinformation are a threat to the electoral system and can change perceptions and impact confidence in the system and ultimately democracy. Voters should always look to their election officials for accurate information on the voting process and be cognizant of misinformation and disinformation. Election security involves many components, and Arizona's election officials undergo training to ensure they are qualified to execute these important security measures. They attend security awareness trainings, partner with federal and state security agencies, conduct tabletop exercises, and obtain election officer certification from the Secretary of State's office, among other trainings, education, and institutional knowledge. We all have a role to play when it comes to safeguarding our vote. An informed voter is an empowered voter, and understanding the security measures in place to keep your ballot safe builds confidence in the system. To find out more information on how your ballot is kept secure, visit the Clean Elections website.